Good afternoon, everybody. I actually had to do a retake on this video because on the first video I had spoken a couple of things that my father was like, "Oh no, I have to remember not to be that kind of person because my father loves us so much. He There's nothing that his children could do that it will not be forgiven as long as you repent and have a good heart. And I have to say that um, before I even start this video because that's how much he loves us. Um, and it's time for everyone to talk to him. Yeah, but he loves us so much that we can't. It was like I don't know. It wasn't even that big what I said. It's basically how we actually address each other. But to him, he loves us so much that we are not allowed to even comment on each other, right? Because we are all God's creation and we are made perfect in his image. Um, and even though we are sinners and we have probably made wrong choices, in his eyes is our hearts that he judges. And it's so hard for us as humans to even understand how he views us, right? Because he views us so different, or even the way he views the world, right? And, you know, it's just amazing. But let's go back to the reason for me coming to do this video is because I have to finish off what happened, what I was speaking about yesterday, and what my experience with spiritual warfare and fighting off the devil. I left it just at in like at half, and it was just I had camera problems, and at the same time I had to finish my prayers for the day, and I was just tired at that time to start again with the videos. So I'm on this morning to finish to do part two, and I believe I left it at what I was actually the day that I was truly delivered. But the thing is that I have to go back because when I saw the video again this morning, um, there's certain important parts I didn't put in. So the night of the first day that I started rebuking these spirits, that there were a lot. That eve when I went to sleep that night, actually for the first 2 weeks after that, um, I have a tendency of opening my mouth when I fall asleep, and I could feel them trying to get back in. Okay. At the time, I didn't understand that you expel, and not only you do that, you send them back home. And I keep saying that in my videos, but it has to be done because they stay roaming around and they want to come back in. Okay. And so I could literally feel that. So, and the first 2 weeks, it was hard. I had to build up my spirit. I had to build up the word of God within me, right? Because once since the first day after that, all I kept doing was I was in prayer every hour on the hour. I would do a chapter. I started off with 2 chapters. Then by the time I got to the New Testament, I first started reading the New Testament. Then I was put on the Old Testament. So with the New Testament, he would have me reading 2 chapters every hour. That would take about half an hour or 15 to 20 minutes. And then I would rest. And then the next hour, I would start again. Um, but then after that, and I did this for about 10 hours per day, like a working day, right? Right. Because at evening time, I wouldn't have to really, I would be tired by that time. So it was time to just, you know, um, the first 2 weeks I did in the evening time. I had several times that I had to sleep with, well, I actually slept with my Bible and my notebook because he would give me messages that I would have to do the next day. So I would have to write them down. And I fought spiritual warfare in the middle of the night, the first 2 weeks. I did. So it was either they were trying to attack me to come back inside me. Um, Sometimes I would have to get up and like I would feel presence and I would have to read the Bible in the middle of the night. I did. So the first couple of weeks after that, it was hard until I started building up a strong defense. And your defense is the sword, which is the word of God, is your sword. And I'm a living testimony of that because until that word was strong inside me, oh honey, they kept coming at me. So that's number one. So now, like I was saying, I left it yesterday at the 21st. So from the 21st day of the first initial time that happened, then there started being movement again. I would feel um spirits still coming out of me. And there was like I said, there's different stages of spirits, right? And so just regular spirits will come out like a breath, like a cough, like a, but then you have entities that are way stronger and they will come out in a lot of different forms. And I think I lived all of them. So, you know, I don't know how ready I am to speak on the dramatics of that, but it was no joke. But any which way, let's just keep going. So from the 21st day to the 30 something day, I kept going until the day of everything actually happened, which happened between that time. And it was just so, how can I say? It just, at first I felt sick, um, nauseous, be it headache. I was just feeling real drained and down and that my physical, my person was sick and I couldn't understand why, right? I had changed my diet completely. I'm still on no meats, no sugars, no processed foods, still. And I know today is the 50th day because of everything is conjuncted with the prayer sessions that I have going on. I have prayer sessions every day, 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock at night, in the evening, and they are live on YouTube, which I might change to different sites because no one's coming to my prayers, and I would like people to join. It's important. There's a reason for that. I'll talk about that at the end of this video. So any which way, going back to um, what I went through. So the big day, the day that I finally was delivered. I got up in the morning and the first prayer session, by the first prayer session, I was so sick that it was just, I felt like I wanted to throw up. So I went in and I did at this point, I'm already doing 3 chapters, right? Because I was already on the Old Testament and it was the scriptures, let me tell you. I don't know if it was the scriptures. Can I say it was the script? I don't know. It's the scriptures because that's when it started. So I'm reading the scriptures and I start feeling my stomach like I wanted to throw up. And it wasn't like I'm throwing out spirits. I already know how that is. I was an expert at that point. I had thrown out so many spirits. I still can't count how many were there. But um it wasn't any spirits. It was coming out like I wanted to throw up. So it was really hard to keep trying to read the Bible, but I kept doing it because that was what was cleansing me out, right? So I'm trying to read the Bible, read my verses, but I'm trying, it's like I wanted to spit up like every other word. And so that was the first session. The second hour that I started reading the Bible, um, that's when it got heavy, and it was like I felt my stomach literally, like something inside my stomach going boom, 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 like it wanted to come out. Like I've had two babies, and it felt something like that. It felt like you have a baby inside of you and wants to come out. Like it was no joke. And so, and not, through the bottom, it just wants to come out. Like it was just, it was literally jumping inside of me. So I kept praying, and at this point, every time I feel that, I'll start rebuking, but my rebukes weren't doing anything. So I stood doing that from 10 o'clock to like 2 o'clock. By 2 o'clock, I was exhausted already, trying to rebuke it, trying to read the Bible, trying to see what's going on. And at that point, I'm calling out Jesus, like, Jesus, Jesus, I need you, I need you, I need you. And it was just like I felt his presence all over again. And that started at 2. And I was fighting until, well, I'll tell you it was about 8:30 when I remember that everything was done. So it was another 6 hours. And it was no joke. It was no joke. And every time I would try to, he would cleanse me out, something would come out of me horrible. It would take out every single bit of energy of mine. I would go back to the Bible and still feel that jumping over and over again. Then, I will have to run back to the bathroom because I'm like spitting up, and I'm like, and I would go into these, it, it was just unbelievable what I was everywhere. And it was like, and I would have to call out, Jesus, Jesus, help me, like, help me. And then I would feel something come out of me again. Then I go back to the Bible. And I tell you, when I knew that it was done was when I asked him, I was like, is it done? And I remember him saying, it's done. It is done. And I could smile now, but it was really hard. We have a loving God, and he loves us, and he protects us. And even if we don't understand something like what I went through, he did not let me go. He was on top of me. But I will never forget, because that I heard that. Like most of the time I feel him, it's an impression in my spirit, but I heard that it is done. And I will never forget that. Because I have been waiting all this time for it to hear those words. Or not even to hear those words. I was happy that I heard those words, because I knew that was him. But yeah, it was really hard. And I'm doing this video because I'm just giving someone hope. The devil is a liar. And then you don't have to be stuck. If any of you whoever finds this, there's a reason why he has me doing this videos. I have no idea where this is going. But if my story could help someone else out, I hope it does, and I'm going to leave my email in the description below. So if you need to contact me, um, yeah, I wouldn't turn back anymore. I see the importance now of prayer. I've always known that there was an importance in prayer. Um, but I've always also known that my Father has accepted me, even if I didn't, like, before I always spoke to God, but I wasn't into the Bible like I am now. Now I see that the Bible is, you have your whole um armor, your full armor. His words are the swords to fight this evil. I'm living proof of that. I'm so living proof of that. I will scream it boldly in the streets how real Jesus is and how real the Bible is and how real his words are. Because I lived that. And that's all I could say with that. I mean, yeah, there's no way. And so we come to a time right now that, you know, this world is very ugly right now. Um, all these killings and people just hurting each other, those are spirits that are out of control. And what's given them that power is that there's very little people out here, or his people are just locked up scared somewhere, you know. And I can't blame you because we all in the same boat, right? But it's time to come out. So that's why I started. Well, I didn't start my prayers just like that. That was one of the reasons why it came. He impressioned in me, we need to start prayers, right? The first prayers was the armor of God, and I did it for 40 days, and it came with instructions. We're supposed to read it at 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock at night. I'm still doing that with myself. Well, actually, I'm doing that once a day, which I'm gonna try to start doing twice a day. But he has me on the new prayer, which is Matthew 24. So whoever knows their Bibles, we know what Matthew 24 is touching on, what's coming, what we're gonna face. And that's the second set of prayers. I don't know where we're going on the third set of prayers. I'm actually excited to know because I was surprised on the 40th day that he told me it's time to change prayers. But he also advises me that we stop. You you guys already have the first prayers, and all the prayers that I have done, they're all in the description below. So you can see that in my channel. And I hope you do visit, either or. And if you do, please hit the like button. I surely would appreciate it. Um, and the last thing I really wanted to say is that um, I lived with all of this. I don't know how many years, and the most that I ever went through was anger sprouts. And I lived with all these things inside of me. And I was still functional. This person is very, I used to be a workaholic. Anyone that knows my profession, where I worked in Brooklyn, you know, I'm not going to say too much about where I worked at, but I was a paralegal. I was a problem solver, very good at it, very good with people, um, excellent references. I lived a normal life, like raised two beautiful sons. Yeah, and I had all of these things inside of me. So I was as normal as you could get. I mean, I would have a drink here and there. The most that I did was smoke. Um, yeah, I was an average person. Nothing different from me. And I had all these things inside of me. Yeah. So, and I say that to say that, you know, this world has a lot of things that we really don't understand, and they're gonna come out in the open now because it's time. But the one thing we really have to do is get back in touch with God. Yeah, because it's time, you know. And I do know a lot about signs that you could tell. Because but I guess those are for other videos. I just wanted to finish off this video. Um, it's really important for people to check themselves, because now I feel so much freer and I see things so differently. And I'm so happy. So, yeah, I could see the goodness of what my Father has in front of us, but I could see that we are going to go through tribulations. But I also see that the reason why we need to cleanse is because we have to be clear minded and not have any of these ugliness inside of us when the time comes that we cannot have these things. We have to be prepared, right? And even if you look at, um, it's time to cleanse. I did a video on that. It's time to cleanse. Like, it's necessary. We all need to clean house. You know, there's a time when that happens. Well, this is a time for spiritual cleansing. We need to spiritually cleanse ourselves, our families, our households, our children, anything that we can cleanse, we need to cleanse it. It's time. May God bless everyone today, and thank you for listening. If you did pass by my channel and stood to this point, if this is part two, if you didn't see part one, you're going to be lost. So please see part one and have a great day. Bye.